So the first thing that comes to mind is actually some work I did with parents. And when I was a math coach based in a school, in that K-8 school, for a couple of years, I had ongoing parent workshops. And so we would, and after a while, there was this sort of core group of moms that would come. And I think some of these moms were parents who felt that they were not capable of supporting their kids because they, some of them hadn't been in school past a certain grade, right? And so their kids had now passed that grade of schooling, and they thought, well, I never went to the sixth grade, and how could I possibly, right? And so, I mean, it's really the same story. I guess it's the same thread. It's like seeing yourself as a mathematician. And how we did that was we did math together. And so we would look at tasks that their kids might be engaged in the middle school, and they would take risks and they would try things out, and we would talk about it. And so that was really so fun to work with parents and to start to see themselves, see themselves as mathematical thinkers. And that was really, really, really fun. And I really missed that because as a coach, I don't really, I'm not involved in that part of school.
Yeah.
And it's something that some of the coaches that I work with, we're starting to think about that now, especially because now all the parents are involved in much ways than we ever imagined, right? And schooling. And so we're thinking about how do we support those parents? And honestly, I don't have the answer to that question, but
I know.
If anybody watching has ideas, they're interested, we want to support you. But I think that's sort of the tricky part, is that to me, it really is about the way you see yourself as a math thinker. And there's not like a quick fix, like, oh, here's how to help your kid with their homework. It really is a different sort of approach to math in our country. We have not such a great view of like math people.
I love that's so true. I agree completely. And I think you touched on a lot of great points, but one point that really stood out was that parents, like having workshops with parents and getting them to feel more confident, feel more comfortable with the math, because like you said, some parents feel like, well, my kid is past the grade that I went to, or my kid, they're teaching math in a totally different way. I get that so much. Like, I never was taught math this way. I don't know how to help my kid. But if we create workshops where we empower parents to learn math and be in their child's perspective, that will be empowering for them as well. But a lot of times, I think the biggest problem is, especially with kids who feel like they're not mathematicians or math is not for them, sometimes parents put that on their kids because they didn't have a good experience. So they have to tell their kid, well, I hate math, and maybe it's genetic. You should hate math too. Or we're just not math people, or especially for girls. Like, well, we don't do all those misconceptions can be, erased or addressed if we create an environment where we're all taking risks and we're all learning. And parents can be at home learning and growing and not having all the answers, but just supporting their child and working through tasks together. I think that can be really empowering and can help our country overall in terms of math,